Good evening, New York. You heard my name right? My name is Andrew Mister. At some point in the future, you're going to realize that man was Mr. Mister. Welcome to that moment. I'm about to lean in for a little bit of applause here. Guys, I just graduated college. Remember how you applauded for this next line? I was supposed to do it last year. I told my parents that I was an academic red shirt. You know, like an athlete tears their ACL, they skip a year. IWX a class. What's the difference? No, seriously, what's the difference? My parents would really love an answer to that one. I took the extra year because I had like a mid-semester crisis that I didn't like what I was studying. I wanted to be a writer. And I actually brought with me my first story that I've ever written today. I'd like to share it with you all. It's called, If You Give a White Girl a Starbucks. If you give a white girl a Starbucks, you're still not getting laid. The end, that's it. I'm still looking for a publisher. You know what will get you laid though? Chick-fil-A. I've learned this. I was talking to my friend the other day and she was like, hey, I was talking to this guy and he knows me so well. He brought me Chick-fil-A. He knew exactly what I wanted. In one word, just one, how would you describe what Chick-fil-A sells? Chicken, thank you! It would be more impressive if he didn't bring her chicken. And she was like, no, you don't get it. He brought me Chick-fil-A. And I was like, the three wise men brought Jesus literal gold. They were not returning characters. So I decided to try this. I was like, maybe there's something I don't understand. So I was like, hey, I went to a girl. I was like, hey, I got Chick-fil-A. And she was like, no thanks, homophobe. Look, we really should have known that Chick-fil-A was going to be a problem when their meat policy was whites only. Oh. Brand advertising is important, right? I mean, we get upset when certain brands associate with certain things. You know, there's a Lululemon near me. And you know what I associate with Lululemon when I walk past that store? Someone getting stabbed in there. That's about how it sounded when it happened, I would imagine. Look, I don't think that this should be as upset. I think we should lean into what this moment is. Do you realize how good your butt must look if heaven comes calling? Right? Like a butt so good, heaven could not say no. Lulu, let me in. I feel us getting kind of like nervous about violence, and it makes sense. There's a lot of violence in our culture, and we're trying to figure out today where that violence comes from. And it's cereal commercials. And if you don't believe me, you should see what those kids did to that leprechaun. They beat the shit out of that leprechaun to sell cereal to children. That's absurd to me. But I think we should lean into this. I think we should do it like the telephone companies do, where like AT&T and Verizon get in like a pissing match. Because wouldn't you be like a little more interested if a commercial came on and Captain Crunch just poached Toucan Sam? Or, you know, like the Honey Nut Cheerio beat cupped Snap, Crackle, and Pop's threesome? You would download a song written by the Reese's Puff DJ if he was writing a diss track while standing on a Tony the Tiger Skin rug. And it would be called Serial Murder. Thank you. We're laughing at murder now. Murder is not funny, though. It's not funny. It's very serious. If you kill two people, then that should be the end of your career on anything, right? Right? We can agree on that? Counterpoint, O.J. Simpson. We're just letting him walk around these days basically off of a pinky promise. He could have done the Lululemon thing. Right? And it's like nervous. We don't know how to feel about this, but if we think we can make money off of it, we will. At my college, there's an ad for Ford. Because Ford just brought back the Ford Bronco. The infamous OJ car. We all know this, right? Ford had a very interesting advertisement slogan for the return of the Ford Bronco. They said, "The legend returns." Okay, Ford, you tell me, what about the Ford Bronco is legendary? I'll close with this last story for you all. In college, I was part of an improv club, and we had a serious problem member once, and we had to get the cops involved to remove him. I'm going to say that again for you guys. The cops got involved with a college improv club. That is the most insane sentence that I could ever say. All right? So I had to go to the campus police and tell them what happened. And I was sitting there, he was asking us questions, but not about what had happened. Like, how you do improv. How you set up a scene. Like he wanted to join the club. Now, to be fair, a spot had just opened up. But it was ridiculous. I'm sitting there giving my testimony. He's like, yes, okay, stalking, being creepy. So how do you get a suggestion from the audience? And now I'm worried that I've created a college police officer who one day is going to have to be reporting to some student who's locked out of their room. He's going to be like, all right, I'm going to need your ID and a non-geographic location. Thank you very much, New York. You've been